Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining me on this cold and wet Saturday morning in Darlington. This is the second time I've recorded this because the first time I recorded it I didn't actually record it. I just sat and talked to a camera that was staring at me and not doing anything for I don't know how long it was, but anyway. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Please, if you like what you see, hit the like button, and if it's your first time, hit subscribe, and don't forget to give the notification bell a nice little tickle to keep abreast of any further content. And I will be uploading quite a lot now. I'm kind of back in the saddle. I did have a bit of a dry spell for various reasons, but I am back. And without much further ado, let's go. So today I want to talk about one of my favourite records, which is Sheer Heart Attack by Queen. I'll give you this one because this one's a reissue. So I do have my original copy of this, but it's strangely not in good condition, which is odd because I'm quite anal about keeping things in great condition, and I've got my other records that I've managed to hang on to since sort of back in the day, and they're all in good condition. They all play really well and they're nice and clean. But that for some reason isn't. It's in a really poor state. So when I started collecting records again, I went and bought the reissue, and yeah, I was thoroughly underwhelmed with the state of it. And I think if you've watched my review of the Queen Studio box set, you'll kind of fully understand why, because it's been cobbled together with various sources, some digital, some analog. It doesn't sound brilliant. And this album was, I don't know, I remember when I first heard this album, I'd heard like a couple of I'd heard Greatest Hits, and I'd heard A Night at the Opera, and then I heard this. I got this, and it blew my mind. It was such a great album. So many different things going on this album, so many different styles, so many little details. And I just felt that this just didn't have a soul when I listened to it. Particularly Brighton Rock, which should be a religious experience. And it just isn't. It just isn't. But then you got Killer Queen, and that sounds absolutely phenomenal. And then, from then on, it does that. It goes up, it goes down. Now I'm Here sounds really muddy. It's not great. Stone Cold Crazy doesn't sound too bad. But overall, it's just not a great album where you'd expect a Half Speed remaster, which all of the Queen reissues are, Half Speed remastered at Abbey Road. You'd expect them to sound amazing, but they're not. They just don't hit the mark for me. So I was quite disappointed with that. And then obviously with my original copy not sounding great, there was only one thing left to do, and that was to source an older pressing. And I was lucky enough to find this on eBay. Now I'm not a massive fan of buying records off eBay, and I keep saying this, but then I keep doing it. But I do generally tend to make sure that I read all the description, and if they put pictures up of the actual vinyl itself, I always zoom in and try and just kind of make sure that there's nothing untoward going on there. And I do generally tend to email the seller and ask, if they stand by the description, is it noise free, is it nice and clean. And so I got in touch with the seller. This one is a great guy called Jerry, and I'm hoping to do a lot more business with him on the basis of this. He's got quite a few records to sell, and he's going to send me a list because this is immaculate. This is a German copy, EMI Electrola, 1974. It checks out on Discogs, and I was thinking, is it going to be? Has it travelled well, etc., etc. I don't know if you can see there, but even just looking at it, it looks brand new. It really does. Now, the only problem I've got with this is that Killer Queen, when the solo kicks in, there's an imperfection or something, and it makes the needle stick. And it's not it's annoying. It's annoying. It kind of, you know, it hits that, you get that little click and it plays the same bit over and over again. That's what happens with this, and it's pretty much like the end of Gumbo, whatever it is, by Lizard Wizard and the Gizzard Kings, or whatever they're called. I can't remember. Gizzard Wizard and the Lizard Wizards. I can't remember. But anyway, they do that at the end of their Gumbo, I think it's called. But it's engineered to do that. So there's no run out groove. It just keeps playing this infinite loop. So the album has an infinite running time unless you decide to pick it up and turn it off. So yeah, if anyone knows of any sort of foolproof and pretty much non-invasive way of fixing that, you know, I'm sure there must be a way just to correct it without damaging the record or doing too much damage. You know, I get that. I'd get like sorry, I'm picking this up, a little bit of a click maybe, but I'm quite happy with that. But overall, I paid 14 quid plus postage, so it was about 18 quid in total. This is an absolute bargain. But what does it sound like? Well, it sounds phenomenal, particularly compared to the reissue. Brighton Rock, which is, you know, like I say, it should blow your mind. It does. It knocks your socks off. Everything on this album, it's like someone just turned the volume up, whereas that one can be quite muted. So yeah, perhaps sometimes it's a bit too loud. Ask my neighbours when I'm playing it at 8:30 at night, and these walls aren't particularly thick, so I might need to get some insulation. But no, it is a great album. When the drums kick back in on Brighton Rock, in that last verse and chorus, when the drums kick back in and they don't half like rattle your teeth, it's brilliant. I do have it quite loud though, so maybe that's why. And I listened to it on headphones as well. I've done like as soon as I got it, I like, right, I'm going to do it track by track. So I listened to one track, put this away, listen to the next track, and just kept doing it that way. And you could see the difference. Even, you know, I mean, Killer Queen does sound amazing on the reissue, but Killer Queen just, it's like listening to the reissue of Hunky Dory and then listening to an older version of that. I've documented my delight at having that 1983 repress of Hunky Dory and how much brighter it sounds, and this just has a lot more edge to it, a lot more oomph. There's a lot more punch on the bottom end, which seems to be missing in quite a few bits there, and there's a lot more definition as well, and the harmonies sound harmonic. But yeah, if you get a chance, I mean, this is about the old debate as to what's better, reissues or original copies. And to be fair, in my opinion, I don't think there's any real set answer to that. Yeah, in a lot of cases, the original copies sound better than the reissues, but there are instances where reissues, when done well and lovingly, can improve. You know, so I've got the 2 Dire Straits making movies where the reissue doesn't quite sound as good as the original, but then I've got Brothers in Arms, which is a cut above the original Bob Ludwig master disc. So, you know, there's no real set answer. And again, it depends on what you're after, doesn't it? It depends on why you're buying records. If you're buying them just to have the records, then it doesn't matter. You know, just buy whatever you think you want. If you're buying it for sound, then, you know, you could be, I've got 5 copies of Hunky Dory. Is all I'm going to say on that. If you're buying it for sound, you could be end up shelling out quite a lot of money. But for now, I'm happy with this. There's just that pesky little skip on Killer Queen. But anyway, that's that. So I, like I say, I do try and, I just said right at the beginning, I do try and avoid buying on eBay, but I keep doing it, and I do try and be really like meticulous, and I'm gonna make myself out to be a complete lie, because I've just bought a copy of Live Killers, which I'm waiting to arrive, which I just saw, thought, oh yeah, 10 quid, I'll have that. And because it only had 2 hours to go and it was middle of the day on a weekday, nobody obviously was watching it, so I won it. I didn't ask any questions, I just read the description, so hopefully I haven't shot myself in the foot there. But anyway, that's that. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be coming back soon with some more content. Again, please, if you've enjoyed it, hit like, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you're new, and I shall see you really soon. Take care.